time? Do you know what my screen time passcode is or no?
For what?
My phone.
Screen time password?
Yeah.
Have you hit the limit?
No, it's at like 8 failed attempts though, because I've used what Mom said it would have been. She should ask you.
Let me look at it after. I have no idea.
Alright.
Alright, goes on. Get the cat.
I'm
trying to wait for the preview to go live here.
Because I can.
No, I did black screen, that's why.
Alright.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'll see. Bye. Bye.
Good evening, everyone. Had some technical difficulties there. Let's put we are live. We are live, getting ready to break our inner case of SPA, 8 boxes of 24-25 short print authentic. We have our horn batteries ready. We have our fingers ready. Let me let the dog out of the room here just a second. Getting the technicalities out of the way. I see the Bills are beating the Broncos 24-23. Hey, what's going on, Mike? A 1-point game with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter that BP is sweating over because his team's losing. But Broncos have the ball and punting. But we are breaking our 8 boxes tonight. I will go over the teams real fast and change this over to our live view, which I have not connected yet. So I'm saving the battery. So we won't have a live view for about 20 seconds. Forgot to put the camera up. And let's see here. I'm going to go to... We don't want that. We don't want that. I did not do a... That's crazy. Alright, let's hook up the camera here. I thought I was all ready to go, and apparently I'm not. This would be media source. Okay, no, not media source. Man, I'm stuck in tonight. Add source, it would be a screen capture. Haven't had to edit a source in a while. There we go. Nope, that's not it. I accidentally deleted one of my scenes in OBS, and now I'm having difficulties because I haven't done it in so long. We want a media source. That's it. It's got to be media. No, not a local file. All right, we're having some minor technical difficulties, but we have a minute before we're gonna get in the break anyways. I will figure this out in the next minute. It was not a screen capture. Hey, what's going on, BP? I am just setting up the camera, which I also have to go here, streaming. Video capture device, that should be it. There we go, ZV1. Now we're in business. Let's focus this in here. Man, it's freaking out like I was the Broncos there. Get a little bit higher. That should do it. And let's switch the feed after we save, and boom. So now we are live. There we go. Minor difficulties. But we got Mike and BP. Let's go ahead and go over the teams. We got Mike has Montreal. That was the rack from Foxy for the Canadians. Glenn G has the Islanders. That was a rack from, I think, BP. Foxy has the Flames and the Maple Leafs. Lando has the Preds. Brian DeMarco has the Caps, Rangers, Jets, and Kings. Let's see here. Caleb has the Blackhawks, Panthers. Jim Torrance has the Wild as usual. It's like him or DZ or Garrett grab the Wild. We have a brand new person tonight grabbing up the Sabres from Lando. It is Adam Lindsay. So welcome aboard, Adam, if you're watching. Thanks for giving us a try here. Hopefully pull some Sabres cards for you. Corey Nord has the Red Wings and the Macklin Celebrini Sharks, or the Will Smith Sharks. So hopefully pull some fire for you, Corey. Brian Johnson's got the Blues, Lightning, Penguins, and Hurricanes. BP has all the rest, which is Jersey, Flyers, Oilers, Stars, Ducks, Old Jets, Kraken, Avs, Mammoth, Sens, Bruins, and Coyotes. With that, we're going to get right into it. I'm having a little bit of 1791 tonight. So let's go to, what did we go with? It went with, wasn't self-view, scene 2? There we go. All right, we're going to get right into it. Let's do this. In 24-23, I'm watching behind me. All right, let's do it. We'll have some Hall of Fame guesses throughout, but good luck, everyone. 9 cards per pack, 10 packs per boxes, 90 times 8, be 720 cards tonight, on average, if my math is right. But we will do Hall of Fame guesses. Hopefully it's somebody in the new year, because our last Hall of Fame guess was Pat, back on the 20th of last year with Connor Hellebuck. So here we go, first pack of the night. We have Brad Marchand for the Brew Crew, base card. Clayton Keller, base for Utah. Feature icon out of 399, Ashdeep Baines for Vancouver. Freshman focus, Marat Kushnatinov for the Wild, freshman focus. Pageantry insert for Mason McTavish, almost looks like a sticker, but that's a nice card though. Let's look at the top stickers. McTavish pageantry insert for the Ducks. Future Watch, Zachary Bolduc for the Blues. Barkov for the Swamp Kitties. Last 2 cards is Kevin Hayes for the Penguins and Kent Johnson for the Blue Jackets. Just like that, 1 pack down. Oh yes, you're right. You're right. I need to write that down. Hold on. Here's the cards from that pack. Yes. Hey, Mike, just remind me. So yes, Josh, is it Towes? Tawes has Vancouver? If you don't mind, I think Tawse. Awesome. I remember you telling me that you got them for him. I will check with you before I mail him out that I have the right address. Since he hasn't bought anything from the website, I think you gave me his address last time. I'll just confirm before I mail him out. But thanks for reminding me about that. So Vancouver Canucks is Josh. All right, Draisaitl for the Oilers. McTavish for the Ducks. Hischier for the Devils. And our first auto of the night, Connor Zary for Calgary. Kind of an interesting one. I don't think I've seen this insert before. Very cool. Connor Zary for the Calgary Flames. Put that right in there. Go in a one-touch top loader. And I don't have tape tonight. Looking to see who had the Flames on my cheat sheet. Do I not have Flames wrote down? Where is the Flames? I don't have the Flames wrote down. Have to look into who has them. But a nice in there, Connor Zary, Upper Deck Authentics insert. This is this year's card too. It's a nice auto. So again, I don't have the Flames written down, which is odd. Have to go back and check my records. Put buttons up there. Put him here. We'll do an auto horn anyways. Here we go. Come. This is what we're doing tonight. That one's fired. Little auto horns pulling through for us. I think I counted all the teams and don't count Calgary, but we'll get back to it. All right. Emma Lilleberg for the Lightning. Limited Luke Evangelista for Nashville. Barzell for the Islanders. Cole Caulfield base and Marc-Andre Fleury for the Wild as the last two. All right. Lafreniere for the Rangers. Mitch Marner for the Leafs. Thomas Novak for the Nashville. 310 of 399, Bradley Nadeau, future icon for Carolina. Maximum Performance, Barzell for the Islanders. Limited, Leo Carlson for the Ducks. Byfield for LA. Lindgren for Caps, and Matty Beniers for Seattle in that one. Next up, Connor Hellebuck for Jets. We have Kopitar for LA. Brock Nelson for the Islanders. Maximum Performance for Braden Point and the Lightning. Pageantry Silver here for Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. We had that red one earlier of Mason McTavish. Now a kind of silverish one. I don't know if certain colors are numbered, but these two are not so far. They're still cool inserts. Future Watch Limited, Emma Lilleberg for the Lightning. Demko for the Canucks. Vazzy for the Lightning. And Shane Wright for Seattle as the last two. So box 3 will do our first Hall of Fame guess. We'll get through some here. Sorokin for the Islanders. Yossi for Nashville. Ovi for Caps. And our first insert, Draisaitl, Spectrum FX. It'll have the barcode on the back. Long done though. But Draisaitl for the Oilers. Marshall Rafai with the freshman focus for the Leafs. Noah Phillip for the Oilers, limited feature watch. Larkin for the Red Wings. Last twos, Ryan J. Hopkins and Mikael Granlund. Sharks and Oilers. Still a commercial behind me. Looking for that score update. All right, Devin Tays for Avs. Crosby for the Penguins. Johnson for the Stars. Freshman focus for Adam Klapka for Calgary. Another pageantry insert, Brennan Othman for the Rangers. Limited, John Carlson for the Caps. William Eklund for the Sharks. And last two in this pack is Cale Makar and Tage Thompson. Next up, Kevin Korchinski for the Blackhawks. Pelletier for Calgary. Connor Bedard. Oh, I skipped a card there. No, I didn't. I thought two were together, but it was not. Connor Bedard for the Blackhawks. All right, feature watch. Marshall Rafai for the Maple Leafs. Spectrum FX scratch card here. Obviously long gone. Cool card, though. Kind of the rainbow foil behind it. All right, we got collaborations, Crosby and Malkin. And Bill's just got a first down. Elias Pettersson limited for the Canucks. Konecki for the Flyers. Nylander and Alexei Protas for the Capitals. Protas had his younger brother who plays on Hershey. Got a call up to the Olympics. It's kind of cool. All right, ML turns out hitting the last couple inners of SPA could be a big break for them. They're relatively in the checklist. All right, we're gonna try, man. Hope it's been. I want to see a Macklin Future Watch auto patch. That'd be sick. But yeah, for something cool for Montreal too. Braden Shen for the Blues. McDavid for the Oilers. Pasta and the Bruins. Collaborations for Larkin and Raymond for Detroit. Pageantry insert for Devin Tays and the Avs. Limited Future Watch, James Malatesta for Columbus. Travis Sanheim for the Flyers. And last two base cards, Eichel and Kachuk. So we got one auto in this box so far. I was hoping there'd be at least one more. We will see. Swayman for the Bruins. Cooch for the Lightning. Yorkstrand for Seattle. And here it is right here. Zachary Bolduc for the Blues out of 599. That's an awesome auto too. Clear Zach B there. 321 of 599 for Bolduc and the Blues to Future Watch. Nice card. Sideways one. Blues going to Mr. Brian Johnson, who I spelled his name 800 ways wrong in the chat. No bullshit football update, please. I think Ovi should wear a disguise and play for Canada in the Olympics. It is 24-23 Bills. The Bills have the ball on the 12-yard line of Denver, and Jake Allen just threw it, and they get a first down, and the Bills get a touchdown, but I think it hit the ground. That was not a complete pass. No. It's coming back. So still 24-23 Bills on the 13-yard line of Denver. But a cool card here. A long disruptive score update. Zachary Bolduc Future Watch Auto going to St. Louis and Mr. Brian Johnson. Let's do an auto horn for him. As I knock the card over, holy cow. That auto horn's on fire. There we go. Congrats, Brian. So BPA was an incomplete pass. Matt Prater's out to kick for Buffalo right now. He'll probably make it. And let's see here. It's 4th and 8 from the 20, 31-yard field goal up and in. So 27-23 Buffalo. 4 minutes left. Draisaitl maximum performance insert. Limited Future Watch. Meekoff for the Flyers. Trevor Moore for LA. Urson for Philly and Jason Robertson for the Stars. I hate all Buffalo anything. I mean, their wings are pretty good. That's about it. All right, Dolan for the Buffalo Sabres. Coronado for the Flames. Montembeau for Montembeau, not Montembeau. Montembeau for Montreal. Freshman Focus for Cameron Butler. Pageantry, Travis Konecki and the Flyers. Limited insert, DeBrincat and the Red Wings. Jake Sanderson for Ottawa. Last 2 base cards, Alexander Holtz and Jack Hughes. So 1 box down. Like I said, we'll get into box 3, 5, 7 for our Hall of Fame guesses. 3, 5, and 7. So Connor Zary and Zachary Bolduc Future Watch autos so far. And box 2, here we go. Buffalo wings suck. Now, Brian, give it a few weeks. Give it till after football season. You'll think Buffalo wings are great. Every man likes Buffalo wings. All right, Jarvis for the Hurricanes. Quinn for Vancouver. Logan Cooley for Utah. Collaborations insert Aho and Jarvis for the Carolina. Bobby Orr with the pageantry insert there. That was really cool. These just remind me of the top stickers with the hologram on the outside. Future Watch, Ethan Del Mastro for Chicago. Matt Mort Cedar for Detroit. Svetch for Carolina and Chris Letang for Penguins. Upper Deck made sticker cards for the mascots in Series 1 this year. I think I have like 2 mascots. Like, I don't know why Upper Deck doesn't make more stickers of like players. They could do like 1-of-1 like Topps does. Topps has the 1-of-1 photo sticker of Ovi passing Gretzky. It's on eBay right now. As a Gem Mint 10 1-of-1 sticker, I think. But the guy wants way too much money for it. For a sticker. Shesty for the Rangers. Panarin for the Rangers. Back-to-back Rangers. First back-to-back of the night, I believe. Take a drink if you got it. I got my drink here. All right, Nick Schmaltz for Utah. Limited Future Watch out of 399 for Slapakov for the Islanders. Maximum Performance Jason Robertson for Dallas. Limited Insert Kyle Connor and the Jets. Mrazek for Chicago. Marchenko for Columbus, and Jared McCain for Seattle. All right, 3 minutes left. Don't see where the ball is. Jonathan Marchessault for Nashville. Aho for Carolina. Hiskinen for Dallas. Spectrum FX insert for Trevor Zegras and the Ducks. Freshman focus on Devin Cooley and the Sharks. Future Watch Limited for Kuznetsov and Calgary. Carlson for the Ducks. Pedersen for Vancouver, and Luke Evangelista for Nashville. Kind of flying through the kind of the base-ish packs, waiting for those autos. Josh Norris for Ottawa. Lafreniere for the Rangers. Marner for the Leafs. Freshman focus for Del Mastro and Chicago. Pageantry insert for Tomasino and Nashville. Limited Brian Rust for Pittsburgh. McKinnon for the Avalanche. Kachuk for the Swamp Kitties. And Quentin Byfield for LA. This one feels kind of thick, but looks normal. Waiting for that Future Watch auto patch. Novak for Nashville. Boldy for Minnesota. Yossi for Nashville. Maverick Bork for Dallas, freshman focus. Pageantry insert Arthur Kaliev and LA. Man, they're so neat. Future Watch Slapakov for the Islanders. I'm jacking his name up. Charlie Lindgren for the Caps. Last two here is going to be Beniers and Dylan Larkin. Down to 5 packs left in this box number 2. All right, Braden Schneider for Rangers. Suzuki for Montreal. Reinhardt for the Swamp Kitties. And here we go. Daniil Gunshin, Future Watch autograph. Not the shark we are looking for. Dang. But it is a shark. Daniil Gunshin, 677 out of 699. Sharks going to Corey. Man. Right team, wrong player. Hey guys, just to let you know, if you get these top loaders from me, some of them are kind of banged up. I have a small pile that I was reusing, so you see scratches there. The card inside, obviously brand new. I'm just using kind of used top loaders. I got like 10 of them here before I go to my new pack. So if the card looks a little damaged, it is not the card at all. It's just the kind of crappy top loaders that I'm trying to get rid of. Kind of trying to reuse them before I threw them away. But Daniil Gunshin for the Sharks from 23-24, so that's last year's. Hopefully we'll have 2 autos in here as well. But we're going to do the auto horn for Mr. Corey Nord. What's going on, Mr. BD? Brian, other Brian in Colorado is sweating the Broncos game. We pulled a Shark Future Watch autograph, but not Macklin or Will Smith, the other Shark, and we're plugging along. And the next box will be a Hall of Fame guess. Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou collaborations for the Blues. Ottinger Limited for Dallas. Carlson for the Caps. Last 2 is DeBrincat and Kyle Connor for the Jets. I'm hoping we get 2 autos, or at least maybe 3, since that was last year's Future Watch. Might give us a little bounty here. Sillinger for Columbus. Guess who's growing a mustache, BP? I know! I know! I know! There it is. All right, so we got Austin Matthews base card. All that for base card. Kaprizov for Minnesota. And a Future Watch here for Nikolai Kovalenko and the Avalanche. 719 of 999. 719 of 999 going to BP NCO. Cool little autograph there. Kind of cool. You can see the like the pen like white as it goes horizontal there. So cool auto. Nikolai Kovalenko, 719 out of 999. Yeah, some of these top loaders are a little used, I should say. And this is this year's. So congrats, Brian. Do an auto horn for Brian. 2 minutes left, BP, and Denver has the ball on their own 42-yard line. Under pressure, going deep, and he threw it away. All right, Sam Collinjo for the Ducks. Future watch, Mason Morelli for Vegas. Dude sucks, but love it. Nikolai's not a very good player, or the Broncos suck. Brian says he hates this game. Ottinger for Dallas. Zegras for the Ducks, and Brian Rust is the last two there. So 2 autos so far per box. We got 3 packs left. Can we get another auto in here since we got the last year product? See what they give us. Patrick Kane for Detroit. Quinn for Buffalo. Perfetti for the Jets. And here's our third curated signatures for Buffalo. JJ Peterka. Man, this is a nice autograph. Looks like triple triangles there with the little squiggly tail. Like, that's actually really nice. I don't know much about JJ Peterka, but he's got a hell of an autograph. That is sweet. 3 triangles, a squiggly, and a 77. And 118 of 299 going to the Sabres. And Sabres were Adam Lindsay, who it's his first break with us. So he pulled an auto for you, Adam. Congrats with the curated signature of JJ Peterka. Could you imagine doing 300 of those autos, like perfectly like that? Your hand would probably be hurting. Then you probably got your Future Watch auto. You got to do 1,000 more. But there's the back, Corey. And again, thanks for breaking with us for your first time. And cool to pull you an auto out of Buffalo. 118 of 299 for JJ Peterka. And you'll also get the auto horn here. There we go. Then knock the cards over again with my fat fingers. All right. Maximum performance of Quinney and Canucks. Zegras for the Ducks. Fantilli for Columbus. Last 2 base cards are Stutzley and Jake Neighbors. And 2 packs left, so 3 autos in that box. 1 minute and 1 second left for Denver. Ovi for the Caps. Kevin Korshinsky for Chicago. Pelletier for Calgary. Collaborations for Boston, Brad Marchand and Pasta. Pageantry of Wayne Gretzky. Pretty cool one there too. Again, they look like stickers, and Upper Deck should make more sticker cards. Limited, Adam Fantilli for Columbus. Nugent Hopkins for Oilers. Last 2 base cards, Granlund and Kodecki. Down to our last pack in box 2. Here we go. Connor Bedard for the Blackhawks. Swayman for the Bruins. Cooch for the Lightning. Feature Watch Limited out of 999, Joshua Waugh. Freshman Focus, Justin Brazeau for Boston. Pageantry Red here, Seth Jarvis. Little, what I like to say, sticker card. Feature Watch Limited, Olin Zellweger for the Ducks. William Nylander and Alexei Protas for the Capitals. So it is time now for our first Hall of Fame guess. We'll do it every other box here on out. Hall of Fame guesses for SPA. Go. Trying to get our first one in 2026. While you guys are guessing, I'm going to move these cards. All right. Did he get a touchdown there? Looked like it was a touchdown, but I couldn't tell if he got 2 steps in or 2 feet in. Let's see. Caught the ball 1. That's a touchdown. All day touchdown for the Broncos. If they call this not a touchdown, the game is rigged. They did call it a touchdown. Broncos up by 2. Kicking the field goal. Broncos up by 3. All right. We have Rempe for Brian DeMarco. Mike says Oliver Kapanen. I think Brian Padigo just lost his mind with Denver going up with 30 seconds left. 55 seconds left. A bomb from 35 yards out for Denver. So Brian, I will give you a guess as long as we haven't pulled an autograph yet. Since you're watching football and your team's winning by a field goal. But nice pass there. There's BP. Protus for the Caps, he says. Protus for the Caps, right? Dude, Protus would be a nice auto, too. I haven't seen any of his. All right, box 3. Lafreniere for the Rangers. Marner for the Leafs. Novak for Nashville. Limited Future Watch out of 399. Luca Del Belazuz. Just totally made that last name up. Maximum Performance of Draisaitl and the Oilers. Protus here with the limited. Would be nice to get his autograph. No, I got you, Brian. Kachuk for Panthers. Just the only Protus I knew was him. And we just pulled his base card. Biff Byfield for LA and Charlie Lindgren for the Caps. Maybe we get him. All right, 54, 53. Brian's going to have a miracle here if they pull this game off. Boldy for Minnesota. Yossi for Nashville. Ovi for the Caps. 3 Caps cards in the last 2 packs. Shesty with the Spectrum FX insert. Maximum Performance of Connor McDavid. We had Draisaitl last pack. Now we got Connor. You get the whole set here with Oilers. Albert Johnson with the Future Watch limited. Matty Beniers for Seattle. Larkin for Dallas for Detroit. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for the Oilers. 40 seconds. Sack him, sack him, sack him. Wow, a dangerous pass there. Mason McTavish for the Ducks. Nico Hischier for the Devils. Connor Hellebuck for the Winnipeg. William Nylander for the Leafs. It's a maximum performance in every pack, it seems, or every other pack. For the Coyotes, Dick Schmaltz. Limited Feature Watch, Kyle McLean for the Islanders. Back-to-back Islanders here, Matthew Barzal. Have a drink if you're doing it. BP, have a stress-free drink. And can we get 3 Islanders cards in a row? Let's see. We cannot. Cole Caulfield from Montreal and Marc-Andre Fleury from Minnesota. Kevin Korchinski for Chicago. Pelletier for Calgary. Bedard for Chicago. Man, lots of Chicago. Ethan Del Mastro, back-to-back. We had Chicago, Calgary, Chicago, Chicago. But Bedard and Del Mastro for Chicago. Have a drink. There it is. Can we get 3 Chicagos in a row? We cannot. Freshman Focus for Marat Kushna-Ditinov. Trevor Moore for LA, limited insert. Mikhail Granlund for the Sharks. Konecki for the Flyers. And William Nylander for the Leafs. That was a... Did he catch it? Out of bounds for Cook there. Buffalo, it looked like. Let's see, he got 1 foot down, definitely. And then his hand was out of bounds. All right, Kopitar for LA. Nelson for the Islanders. Devin Tays for Colorado. Freshman Focus for Sebastian Cossa and Detroit. My sticker insert for Jake Neighbors and St. Louis. Limited Jason Robertson for Dallas. Thatcher Demko for Vancouver. Vazzy for the Lightning and Shane Wright for Seattle. It's funny. You get your 2 or 3 inserts, or you have your 1 insert and autograph. As you open more and more, you start to see patterns of what the packs have and what they don't. Crosby for Penguins. Johnson for the Stars. Shen for the Blues. Freshman focus for Shakir Mukmadullin for the Sharks. Not the shark we want, but the shark we all needed. Mario Lemieux. So another retro. We had Bobby Orr earlier. Mario Lemieux for the Penguins. Pretty cool. Feature watch Cutter Gauthier for the Ducks. Eklund for the Sharks. Not the shark we want. Cale Makar for the Avs. And Tage Thompson for Buffalo. The Murat guy had a 4-goal game like a week ago, something crazy. Caps homeboy had the hat trick like 2 weeks ago, like rookie. You're starting to see like not huge name players just step up. It's awesome. Swayman for Boston. Cooch for the Lightning. Bjorkstrand for Seattle. And we have Phil Kemp. Nobody. Oh, man. Brian DeMarco is so close if he dropped the R and the E. Philip Kemp for the Oilers. 180 of 599. Not Rempe for the Rangers, but Phil Kemp for the Oilers. And them oil-filled boys are... should have it down my list. Going to Mr. BP NCO. Phil Kemp, 180 of 599. Well, he's future watch on the Oilers, of course. 23-24 was his season, first season. He played 1 game, according to the stats here. I'm not too familiar with them. I would defer to some of our Canadian friends, if they've heard of them. They might have. All right, 24 seconds left. Taking a tactical pause here. Having a drink and watching this play. The legendary Phil Kemp. All right, where are we at? Buffalo's got the ball on the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. They just need the field goal, but they won't go for the touchdown, obviously. All right, here we go. Collaborations for Carolina, Aho and Jarvis. Gage Conclaves limited for the Lightning. Protus for the Caps. Trevor Moore and Samuel Erson for the Flyers is the last 2. Even the Oiler fans aren't familiar with him. Dude, he's up and coming. Oh, look at that fat boy right there we have. We have a nice card. That's got to be pass interference. Throw that flag all day. They didn't call it? Wow. We got a fat boy here. Let's see who we got. Draisaitl for the Oilers. Well, that was card number 2. Future watch. No, it's not. Limited auto material for Nashville. Thomas Novak. 94 out of 100. Thomas Novak. If I remember last night, Lando and BP were fighting over the Nashville Predators, and it ended up with Lando. So, little simple auto there. Thomas Novak, 94 out of 100 with the limited material. Looks like a Future Watch auto patch, but it's not. A little ding there, little Harrison dot there too. If you guys remember Harrison. Little Harrison dot. Poor. You know what? Harrison's a nice guy. I haven't talked to Harrison in 2 or 3 years. Probably 2 years. He's a nice fella, a little crazy. So I hope he's doing well wherever he is up in Canada. But there you go. Thomas Novak, 94 out of 100. Even though I still use the term Harrison dot, I wish no ill will on him. He was a very nice guy. Nice one for Lando here. BP, remember the Harrison dots? Brian DeMarco, you were probably around for it as well. I don't know if Mike was around for Harrison. There's an auto horn for Lando. All right, a couple cards left in this pack. Now there's our second card in that box too. We had the Phil Kemp Hall of Famer in the future, and Novak. Josh Doan for Utah. Samuel Urson Limited for Flyers, and Jake for Dallas. I'm laughing at that comment. Hurt Harrison lives next door to Phil Kemp. All right, going for the field goal here. You got to take a small break. See if BP is going to cry and go to overtime, or if Denver wins it. Everybody, blow some air to your right. Missed this field goal, but it is up and down the middle, and a tie game with 5 seconds left. Looks like we're going to overtime. Sorokin for Islanders. BP's blood pressure going through the roof now. Connor McDavid for the Oilers. Pasta for the Bruins. Collaborations for the Lightning with Cooch and Point. Sticker insert for DeBrincat and Red Wings. Limited Jonathan Marchessault and Nashville. Travis Sanheim for Philly. Last 2 base, Eichel and Kachuk. And last pack in box number 3. Holy fuck, I hate this game. Rasmus Dahlin for Buffalo. Matthew Coronado for Calgary. Samuel Montembeault for Montreal. Feature watch out of 9.99, Cameron Butler for Columbus. Freshman focus for Akil Thomas. Pageantry red insert, Owen Zellweger for the Ducks. Graham Clark for the Devils. Last 2 base cards, Sanderson and Holtz for Sens and Vegas. So, we had 2 autos, box 1, 3 autos, box 2, 2 autos, box 1. And we are on to box 4. Again, box 5, 7, and 8 will be our next guesses for Hall of Fame. Empty box there. All right, getting right into it. Hopefully get 3 autos out of this one. We have Draisaitl for the Oilers. Hashir for the Devils. Hellebuck for the Jets. FX insert, Caulfield in Montreal. Freshman focus for Cutter Gauthier, Ducks. Oscar Back for Stars, Future Watch Limited. Trevor Moore for LA. And Urson and Robertson as the last 2 in pack number 1 for Flyers and Stars. All right, Kopitar for LA. Nelson for the Islanders. Taze for the Avs. Spectrum FX, thought it was numbered, but it's not, level 1. Brian Hallinan for the Devils. Nope, looks a little different. Collaborations for teams, Barzell and Bo Horvat for the Islanders. Guess who's growing a mustache? Limited. I know. We're going to do it. You know we're going to do it. I know. Celebrini T incoming. Boom. All right, so we got our Austin Matthews limited insert. Greatest card ever made right there. Mwah. Little Austin action. Matthew Barzell for the Islanders. Cole Caulfield for Montreal. And Marc-Andre Fleury for Minnesota. Next up, Montembeault for Montreal. Marchand for the Bruins. Keller for Utah. Freshman focus insert for Brennan Othman for the Rangers. Pageantry, Brock Nelson, the Islanders. Patrick Kane for Detroit. Sanderson for Ottawa. Last 2 base, Holtz and Hughes. Should be coming up in auto territory. Auto territory. Shesty for the Rangers. Panarin for the Rangers. Schmaltz for Utah. Rangers collaborations, Panarin and Lafreniere. Pageantry for Sam Reinhart and those Swamp Kitties. Future Watch Limited, Cameron Crotty and Minnesota. Barkov and the Swamp Kitties. Torn ACL. Hayes and Johnson is the last 2. All right, we're getting ready to do a coin toss. Brian's getting ready to do a desk pop. Kachuk for the Swamp Kitties. Novak for the Prehistoric Kitties. And we have Cole Sillinger for Columbus. Limited. Nice auto. Cole Sillinger for Columbus. Is it the right size? It's a little big one there. There we go. I jacked these up. That's the large category. Need the small ones. Cole Sillinger and Columbus. Columbus going to BPNCO. So again, Brian, this top loader, you see that smudge there? Just been, I had some used ones come in. Feel free to take it out. Card's amazing. Top loader, not so much. Cole Sillinger limited auto right there for Columbus and BP. Nice one to get us started in this box. Put him right in front. Auto horn for BP. All right, Georgi Romanov for the Sharks. Brian Rust for Penguins. Jack Quinn limited for Buffalo. Peter Mrazek for Chicago. Last two in this pack, Marchenko and McCann. Next up, Crosby for the Pens. Johnson for the Stars. Shen for St. Louis. Oh man, this is a nice card here. This could be the case hit. Zach Dean in the Blues. Not the best autograph, but that nice gold there. Sweet card. That is nice. Nice gold pen for St. Louis Blues, and that would be Brian Johnson. I believe that should be the case. Yeah, I think so too. The gold. So Brian Johnson, nice one for you, buddy. Turn around here, not numbered, but still very cool. Brian is the last of the, I'm going to say it wrong, Eulipians? And I asked him today what that was all about, and the Eulipian was a jazz term from the 60s. And the Eulipian was a person who was changing culture in art, music, culture. I had no idea when I asked him. And he sent me a link, and the person who invented the term Eulipians and the song, I was like, I learned something new at 9 o'clock in the morning. So Brian is a big jazz fan, plays piano, I also learned today. So congrats, Brian. A sweet card for you, buddy. I'm not going to put up the rest of your business that we talked about. Just spilled all of Brian's beans because I was like, this is a jazz term? Yeah. I'm like, who does their Twitter handle after a jazz term unless you're into jazz, which he is. So, yeah, Foxy, figured as much. That nice gold ink there. And welcome aboard, Foxy. Haven't seen you in the chat. And where are we at with BP's blood pressure? Denver has the ball. Got a catch there from Bo Nix. Let's see, we are 1st and 10-ish. 1st and 10, yes. All right, back to the cards. Kyle McLean for the Islanders. Feature watch Jackson Blake. Demko for Canucks. Vazzy for the Lightning, and Shane Wright for the Kraken. But yeah, dude loves jazz, old baseball, and hockey. I'm like, hey, let's talk. So we were talking old baseball earlier this morning. A lot of fun. Jonathan Marchessault for Nashville. Aho for Carolina. Heiskanen for Dallas. Maximum Performance for Cale Makar and the Avalanche. Got our sticker for Ryan Nugent Hopkins and the Oilers, even though it's not a sticker. Wish it was. Feature Watch Limited for Ishkakov and the Islanders. Carlson and the Ducks. Pedersen and Evangelista for the last 2 cards there. Remember, next box is our second Hall of Fame guest of the night. We have Sorokin for the Islanders. Tavares for the Leafs. Connor for Oilers. And a third auto here for Seattle, Riker Evans. We had one of these earlier in the night. Riker Evans for those Kraken. Remember, the Kraken, wasn't Kraken in Preds last night? Yeah. Kraken and Preds could not be agreed upon last night, but now each person has an auto. Thomas Novak for Orlando with the limited auto material back there. And now BP has Riker Evans. I think they called it the Battle of Suck. Not what I said. BP says very happy, but who is this dude? Hey, he lives next to Phil Kempe and Harrison. Like northern Alberta somewhere. Riker Evans. And this too. So again, Brian, my top loader has a slash right across his face. That is not the card. Looks like the card, but it's not. It doesn't say where Riker's born, but I assume Northwest Nova Saskatchewan. About 3 houses down from Foxy. Do an auto horn for BP. $30-30 still, and Denver turned the ball over. Jake Allen's on the field for Buffalo. Still have 2.5 packs left. Yeah, Foxy is here. All right, maximum performance for Panarin and the Breadman. He is the Breadman. Kirill Kaprizov rocking those awesome green jerseys for Minnesota. Eklund for the Sharks. Last 2 base cards, Makar and Thompson. 2 packs left, and we get into box number 4, which is our second Hall of Fame guess. Man, not to get behind the scenes here. This is our at least 3rd or 4th pack we've pulled with Purtis in the back. Like, I'm guessing it's the 4th pack with Purtis that we've seen in the back. But we'll get to him. Swimmin' and the Bruins. Cooch for the Lightning. Bjorkstrand for Seattle. Feature Watch limited insert for Daniel Maciel out of 999. Maximum performance for Philip Forsberg, most famous Capital there ever was, after Henrik Lundqvist. A limited Cole Sillinger. Travis Konecny the Flyers. William Nylander, I'm going to predict it. Protus for the Caps. Boom. Miss Cleo style. All right, last pack of box 4. Pasta for the Bruins. Dahlin for the Sabres. Coronado for Calgary. Maximum performance for Nikita Kucherov. Our sticker insert, if only it was, Connor McDavid. We've pulled so many Islanders for these pageantries. Last one we pulled was Ryan Nugent Hopkins with the red. Hold on. These aren't all of them. Got a small stack here. These are just the last 2 boxes. Nugent Hopkins, Russ, Reinhart, Nelson, Zellweger, DeBrincat, Lemieux, Neighbors, Schwartz. Maybe it was in the first 2 boxes. But our second Oiler pageantry with McDavid. We have a Canes Feature Watch Limited, Bradley Nadeau. Travis Sanheim for the Flyers. Jack Eichel and Brady Tkachuk as our last 2 cards there. It is time for our box number 4 Hall of Fame guess. Go. As I move these cards to the side. And I knocked over my large penny sleeves. Gotta fix those. Next score wins it, Brian. Next score, buddy. BP is sweating like a suspect. in the interrogation booth for the last 10 hours. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We short an auto in that box? No, we weren't. We weren't really, Foxy. So box 1 we had 2, box 2 we had 3, box 3 we had 2, box 4 we had 3. So who do we got? Protus again from BP. I like it. I like it, BP. Foxy says Rafai. Kapanen from Mike. Rempy from Brian DeMarco. All good, great game. It's not over yet, is it? But no, we've 2 cards, box 1, 3 cards, box 2. Up front, 2 cards, box 3, 3 cards, box 4. I've been kind of separating them on purpose to see what we get. We're going to shuffle these though, because I've been noticing it's a auto per side. Just do a little Vegas shuffle here. Also helps me with my box of weasels I got in the back that I have to send to anybody. I do owe a few Hall of Fame packages to a couple people. All right, first up for box 4. This is actually box 5. 6, 7, 8. Box 5. Quinn Hughes. Cooley for Utah. Norris for Ottawa. Frank Nazar for the Blackhawks. Pageantry insert. Draisaitl. I told you, Oilers. Oilers with the pageantry. Suzuki for Montreal. Neighbors for St. Louis. Cedar and Svetch for the last 2 cards there. All right, Marchand for the Brew Crew. Keller for Utah. Shesty for the Rangers. Future Watch for Hugh McGing out of $9.99. Maximum Performance for Connor McDavid. Cool insert. Aho for the Canes. Hughes for the Devils. Barkov for the Swamp Kitties. And Kevin Hayes for the Penguins. 2 packs down, no autos. Maybe I shuffled them really good. Or we hit them all right here. Panarin for the Rangers. Schmaltz for Utah. Marchessault for Nashville. FX insert for Kyle Connor and the Jets. I thought this was going to be an auto. It wasn't. Freshman focus for Shakir Mukmadulin. Limited feature watch for Maxwell Crozer and the Lightning. 3 packs down. Kent Johnson. Mazarek and Kirill Machenko for Columbus. I shuffled them really good. How about a McDavid out of them? Dude, that'd be nice. Lafreniere for the Rangers. I think this is mostly... Foxy, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this SPA like 99% rookies though? Or second year if it was last year's product? I don't know a lot of non-rookies in this product for autos. But there could be. All right, Marner. Novak for Nashville. Collaborations for the Leafs. Matthews. Guess who's growing a dual mustache? Mitch Marner. Dang it. Dang it, mouse. Dang it, mouse. I know. All right. Only half counts for Marner and Matthews. Pageantry for Cutter Gauthier. Foxy, what I was asking was, SPA, is it mostly rookies? There are veteran star and legend autos, just few and far between. Yeah, okay. Cool, Mike. I figured like the majority was rookies or last year rookies, depending on the product, because some of these insert autos are 23, 24. But I figured it was mostly like rookie or second year players. So Gauthier for Nashville, or Gauthier for the Ducks. For autos is what I'm talking about. Jack Thompson for the Sharks. Letang for the Penguins. McKinnon, I'm going to guess Makar. Oh, Kachuk. McKinnon, Machuk. All right, 30 to 30. 3rd and 10. What can our boys from Denver do here? Can they stop them? Come on, Broncos. Allen back. Allen going deep. Allen going super deep. Oh, and a catch on the 20-yard line. Calm down, BP. A bomb there from Josh Allen. Aho for Carolina. Heiskanen for the Stars. Schneider for the Rangers. Lightning, Gage Conclave's FX insert. Collaboration for Montreal, Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. Heiskanen for the Stars, limited insert. Jared McCann for Seattle. Last two we have Leo Carlson and Pedersen. I sorted these pretty good. You got 5 packs left, including the one in my hand. Not an auto yet. That was a great Vegas style sort I did. And I'm hoping we get a Protus auto for BP. Because Brian Padigo has been at the Hall of Fame numerous times. In fact, Brian, have you won yet? You've had to win yet. We're going to take a quick time out. Brian DeMarco won back in 4/28 and 7/28/21, followed by Foxy, our first 3-time champ. Brian Padigo won 11/26/2021. Brian DeMarco won in 2023. So Brian, the last time you won was 11/26/2021. It's crazy I have this stupid cardboard from 2021. And these names up here might be 2020. Because the first one was Dan at 4-7. These have to be 2020 or earlier. When Matt Dreyer won twice in a row, Bird won twice in a row. But Foxy was our first 3-time champ September 1st of 2021. And Brian 11/20/26 of 2021. So Brian, it's about time, buddy. It's about time. Under review, let's see. He caught that. Boldy for Minnesota. Yossi for Nashville. Ovi for Caps. Freshman focus, James Malatesta. Sticker card, Brad Marchand for the Bruins. Reinhardt for the Swamp Kitties. Byfield for LA. Of course, Charlie Lindgren for the Caps and Matty Beniers for Seattle. Brian, why was it a fake one? You and Greg, so I know G Unit is Greg. You guys chose the same person. So it wasn't fake. You guys had the same person on that guess. I forget who it was, obviously. I started more recently saying who it was. But here's our 2025 list. So we haven't had one in roughly a month. 3 days shy of a month. But you're due, Brian. Suzuki for Montreal. Reinhardt for Florida. If it's Protus, Cole Sillinger for Columbus. And here it is, Brennan Othman. Again, we've had nice autographs all night. This guy, Brennan Othman, decided, hey, I've got a lot of room here. My H is going to go all the way over to my hands. Nice one for the Rangers. And Rangers are going to Brian DeMarco. Mike says he got his first goal yesterday. Dude, I'm not familiar with him, but that is a nice autograph, though. I love the long stretch out to his hands there and his number. Congrats, Brian. I think I'm starting to get a cold. I don't know if you guys can tell my voice, but I'm coughing and my voice feels strained. All right, Denver's got the ball. I don't know how that happened, but it's strength of the high heels gods. But Denver has the ball now. Must have been a punch or a turnover. Little auto horn for BP, or I'm sorry, Brian DeMarco. All right, in this pack we got Suzuki and Caulfield with the collaborations from Montreal. Chabrikov for the Jets. Evangelista for Nashville. Carlson for the Caps. DeBrincat for Detroit. All right. Korchinski for Chicago. Pelletier for Calgary. Bedard for Chicago. Freshman focus insert Brad Lambert for Winnipeg. Sticker card, Jake Neighbors in Seattle. Future Watch Limited, Lane Hudson in Montreal. Larkin for the Red Wings, and Nugent Hopkins and Mikhail Granlund as last two base there. 2 packs left. And that was that our first auto? I think it was, right? Hopefully for another auto or two. Guess who's growing a mustache, BP? Guess who's growing a mustache? I know. Look at him. Look at him. Little Austin Matthews. Kirill with Minnesota. Patrick Kane for Detroit. We have a redemption. Holy cow. What in sweet Jesus do we have here? I gotta block it. I don't. We have product name, SPA. Watch auto number 999, Will Smith. Awesome. We have a dude from the box. It's not Celebrini. Okay, so earlier I was like, I'm going to make a Macklin Celebrini page. I'll show you my page. I thought, should I make one from Will Smith? And I did not. But here's my Celebrini page. Celebrini! Look at him scroll off the post there. Look at Button just watching with his crazy eyes. So I made a Celebrini post. I'm like, should I make a Will Smith? Nah. But here we go. Will Smith Future Watch Auto to $9.99 going to Corey Nord. Corey, congrats, buddy. That's 2 autos from the Sharks. All right, I believe. Yeah. Is this a Shark? Yeah. You had Daniel Gunshin, sounds German, earlier. And now an actual nice hit. Not that he wasn't, but Will Smith number 999. Congrats, buddy. Let's all give a round of applause for Corey. Dude, bro. Auto horn. Haven't seen a redemption in a long, long time. So excited to see one. And upper deck quality control as usual. The card is straight, the sticker is way off base. But nice one for you, Corey. I'm happy for you, bud. Put that up there. All right, let's see, second down, 5:57 overtime. Can't win in a, can't have a draw here. Brad Lambert for Winnipeg. He's on the box right there too. I should have done a Will Smith scene, but I did not. I feel embarrassed now. It is what it is. So Schneider Limited auto for Schneider Limited, not an auto for the Rangers. Kyle Connor for the Jets. Ottinger and Zegras. If you get the guy in the box, it's a pretty big deal. Next up, Jack Quinn for Buffalo. Perfetti for the Jets. Jarvis for Canes. Maximum Performance for Cooch and the Lightning. Let me do a little admin click here. Got a thing there. Carlson for the Ducks. Future Watch, Kapanen and Montreal Limited. Insert. Brian Rust for the Penguins. And Fantilli and Stutzley for the Sens. So only 2 autos in that box, but we have the redemption, which wasn't in the box, but I think Corey will like that one. And I think this was another, this is 6? Let's do it, why not? We'll do a, so I was gonna, okay. Mike, you're right. When I built the celebrity page, I'm like, I'm gonna do Will Smith. Of course I have to have Will Smith in it. And I'm like, no, I don't, it's not classy. And then I'm like, oh, I got distracted. But yes, next time I will. But let's just do it here on out, 6, 7, and 8. Hall of Fame guess for box 6. Let's go. While you guys guess, I will. We're going to do it 6, 7, and 8. Kapanen for Mike. right off the bat. Let me do a little Vegas shuffle again. Take these middle ones out. There we go. All right, where we at? 30 to 30. First and goal for Denver. Let's see here. They're not playing though. They're just walking around. Get a pack in here. All right, we got Captain Lambert Celebrini. BP's probably freaking out because they're first and goal. BP, you call him Protus again? Dude, Casey, I want Celebrini. That would be ridiculous. Going for a field goal. Called timeout. All right, get a pack in here. Aho for Carolina. Heiskanen for Dallas. Schneider for the Rangers. Connor Bedard and Kucherov for the collaborations for the Blackhawks. Hronik for Vancouver pageantry sticker card, but it's not a sticker. I wish it was. Chris Letang for the Penguins. Carlson for the Ducks. Pedersen and Evangelista for Nashville is the last two. We're still in a timeout behind me. Gonna pack in here. Breadman for the Rangers. Schmaltz for Utah. Marchessault for Nashville. Maximum performance for William Nylander and the Leafs. Peter Forsberg. So we've had like 3 old-timers in here. Forsberg for the Avs. Cool card. Seamus Casey for the Devils. Mrazek for Chicago. Marchenko and McCann. Last 2 cards there. And Denver has won it by 3. Congrats, BP. Brian's got to be excited. Holy choked by the Bills, says Riley in the chat. No, Denver was favored. Denver was favored 2 points, I think, or 1.5. Nelson the Islanders. My throat is killing me. Taves for the Avs. Crosby for the Penguins. What is this? Sign of the times for Bo Horvat. That is a cool card. I'm guessing nobody chose Bo Horvat in the Islanders. But that is a sick card right there. So we always judge the autograph. You got the Bo, kind of. Got the H and like the OV8 and the 14. Nice card going to the Islanders. Islanders was Glenn. Glenn got a rack from, I believe, BP. And Glenn now has a Bo Horvat autograph. So nice one for you, Glenn, courtesy of Brian. Because Brian is super nice. I believe it was Brian. Cool card. Very simple but clean. I like it. Sign of the times. There's the back. It was last year's auto, so we should have 2 more autos in this box. Cool card. Put that right there. We'll do an auto horn for the Dawn Witch. Who's the Dawn Witch? Do an auto horn for one for Glenn and one for BP for racking it. And then one for BP. All right, Brendan Brisson for Vegas. Limited Jake Neighbors insert. Demko for the Canucks. Last 2 bases is going to be Vasilevsky and Shane Wright. Brian, who are you talking about? I don't get the reference. The damn witch. Could they not beat Buffalo before? Explain yourself, Brian. He's going to ask for a trade. Bo Horvat or the damn witch? All right, next up, Tavares for the Leafs. McDavid, base for the Oilers. Pasta base for Bruins. And back-to-back, well, 2 packs. Eli Tolvanen for the Kraken. Now again, if you all remember, the Kraken and the Predators were going back and forth last night in the chat because Brian and Lando could not come to an agreement on which team sucked worse, unfortunately. But so far, I think this is the second auto for the Kraken going to BP. Eli Tolvanen. Small little auto there. I think they just spit on the top loader, or on the penny sleeve. Very simple auto, but it looks really cool. Congrats, Brian. And again, my top loaders suck. I've got 3 left now, and then I got the brand new ones. These are already been used top loaders, so there's a little bit of roughage. But cool card for Brian. Big room for an autograph, and Eli said, I will use the bare minimum space. That's how I roll. Put him next to our Will Smith redemption. Boom, bam. Ah. Allen's the best quarterback on earth? No. I don't know about that. All right. Arshdeep Baines for Vancouver. Cedar for the Red Wings. Sanheim for Philly. And our last 2 is Eichel and Kachuk. But hey, I'm really happy for you, Brian. Hopefully the Broncos go very far this year. I saw on ESPN there was an analyst today, I didn't catch his name, and he was like, this is the Broncos' year. They could glide all the way, not glide, but they could fight their way all the way to the Super Bowl. It'd be cool to see. Was their last Super Bowl with Peyton? Right before Peyton retired? Can't remember. But congrats, Brian, on the win when we play again next week. So you're Bjork Strand for Seattle. We got a good game coming up later too. Right about now actually, the Green Bay versus Bears? Bears versus somebody. Green Bay lost. Bears versus somebody. Draisaitl for the Oilers. Ducks is McTavish. Limited Future Watch out of 399 for Nolan Allen in Chicago. Maximum Performance for Pasta and the Bruins. Stutzley Limited for Ottawa. Moore for LA. Urson for Philly. And Jason Robertson. I've seen this combo at least in 3 packs so far tonight, with Urson and Robertson as the last 2. Hope it's Denver versus Texans. That'd be good. Is it Bears and Texans tonight? Bears versus somebody. So Hashir and the Jersey Devils. Hellebuck and the Jets. Kopitar in LA. Spectrum FX insert for Heiskanen and Dallas. Freshman focus for Josh Doan. Limited Future Watch for Owen Pickering. Barzell of the Islanders. Cole Caulfield, Montreal, and Marc-Andre Fleury, his last 2. Next up, Suzuki for Montreal. Reinhardt for Swamp Kitties. I haven't seen a lot of back-to-backs tonight, though. We've had like 2. Been an odd night for the back-to-backs. Sillinger for Columbus. Jason Pauline for Avalanche. Pageantry for Avalanche, back-to-back Avs here. I spoke of the devil, and here it is. This is, I think, our 3rd back-to-back cards. Take a drink. I am out of bourbon. My bourbon cup is empty. Can we get 3 Avs in a row? We cannot. Future Watch Limited for Matt Rempe, who we've had a few autograph guesses tonight. John Carlson, future Hall of Famer for the Caps. The Brinkat, and Kyle Connor and the Jets. I think when Ovi goes, Carlson goes. That's my guess. Johnson for Dallas. Shen for St. Louis. Ilya Sorokin for the Islanders. And another auto here for Brian Hallinan and the New Jersey Devils. 14 of 599. He said, hey, I got the whole space. Here's my whole name. Brian Hallinan for the Devils. New Jersey going to Mr. BP. The Raz from this morning. Congrats, Brian, once again. It'd be cool if it was a inscribed, but it's not, but still very cool. So Hallinan and the Devils, 74 of 599 going to Mr. BPNCO with his Broncos win. There's our auto horn. I changed the batteries. This one's being a piece of shit. It's Raccoons After Dark, so I can cuss. There it is. Kind of. I need to put like a little cardboard in there to like make the... It's a bottle opener, which I've never used it for, but you need more pressure to get the sensors. There it is. But it doesn't press up far enough. That's what she said. This Raccoons After Dark. Collaborations for Barkov, Verhage for the Swamp Kitties. Feature Watch, Jonathan Leckeramaki for Vancouver. Probably jacked his name up. Eklund for the Sharks. McCarr and Thompson. And we have 2 packs left in box number 6. Start thinking about your Hall of Fame guesses for 7 and 8. We're doing all of them now. Darlene for Buffalo. Coronado for Calgary. MAN.PAW for Montreal. Maximum Performance by Barkov and those Swamp Kitties. I think they're playing the Caps tonight, actually. Fantilli and Columbus. Callum Ritchie for Colorado. Sanderson for Ottawa. Holtz for Vegas. And Jack Hughes for the Devils. Last pack. I can't breathe right now with a fun game. It was a great game. Back and forth and overtime. Can't beat that. Marchand for the Brew Crew. Keller for Utah. Shesty for the Rangers. Back-to-back Rangers here. Matt Rempe, who we've had, again, multiple guesses for our Hall of Fame guesses. Shesty and Rangers. Take a drink, even though I'm out. Can we get 3 Rangers in a row? We cannot. Marco Rossi for Minnesota. Svetch for Carolina. Swamp Kitty Barkov with his torn ACL. Hayes and Johnson as the last 2 base cards. Box 6, here we come. I'm sorry, box 7. Hall of Fame guesses for box 7 go. We guys are guessing. We'll move the cards over. Turn my channel to, is it Fox that has the late game? Fox, yes. San Fran and Seattle. Chicago plays tomorrow. San Fran and Seattle. I'm going to go with Seattle on the late game. Like, I would love to see... Oh, it's already 7-0 Seattle. Wow. I was going to say, I'd love to see San Fran pull it off, but Seattle, I think, is a stronger team. But 7-0... in what? 13 seconds? Did they run a kickback? 13 seconds in the game and it's 7-0 Seattle. That's odd. Box 7. Here we go. All right. Cap it in. BP is sticking with my caps. I like it, Brian. Akil Thomas for Brian DeMarco. Empty box. Do our Vegas shuffle here. My shuffle's been pretty good, actually. I like it. You know, I wonder... I've got a local card shop, and I used to know where... I never did it, but I used to know where Allure was. I mean, I'm sorry, OPC Platinum was, because we broke so many OPC Platinum in our first year. And I was like, I can go to the second pack down the right-hand side and get the autograph. But I wonder if the local card shop shuffled the packs. But again, I never tried it because I figured that'd be cheating. I wouldn't feel right jipping off my local card dealer. He's a great guy. Celebrini for Casey. Casey, I like it. That's who we want to find in this, the Feature Watch Auto. Patch. And we already got the limited auto material. But here we go. Pack 1, box 7. Redman. Marchessault. Aho. Man. Feature Watch Limited out of $3.99. Will Smith. We got his scratcher right there to the right. Another Will Smith for Corey. I'm sorry, for Corey. Maximum Performance for Kachuk and the Swamp Kitties. Cole Caulfield Limited. Carlson, last 2 base, Pedersen and Evangelista. Man, I have something coming on. Foxy, make a guess, buddy, before you get an auto. Marner for the Leafs. Novak for the Preds. Boldy for Minnesota. Freshman Focus for Kovalenico. Yossi with the pageantry insert. Vazzy with the limited insert. Lindgren for the Capitals. Not the best goalie. Beniers and Larkin as last 2. Dude, I want a Celebrini so bad. Even though it's not mine, obviously. Be cool to hit one. Yossi for Nashville. Ovi for the Caps. Korchinski for Chicago. Collaboration team card, Robertson and Hintz. Pageantry for Timu Slani. Dude, it's awesome we're getting a lot of current players and veterans with the pageantry. Pretty cool. And again, they look like Tops Now stickers, but is what it is. Luca Del Blues for the Blue Jackets. Nugent Hopkins for the Oilers. Gramlin for the Sharks and Konecki for the Flyers. Are you guys tracking the Glow-Peachy cards from O-Pee-Chee Platinum? They're called Glow-Peachy. You can put them up to a light and they glow in the dark. I was tracking a Ovi on eBay, and Ovi goes for like $80. I'm like, I'm not paying. It's an insert, but it's nothing crazy. But for a glow-in-the-dark card for Ovi, I'm not going to do it for $80. Along came a PSA 10 Ovi for $80, and I'm like, let me try 70. The guy was like, no. So I'm still watching it. The Glow-Peachy Ovi. Like, very cool glow-in-the-dark cards. Which is weird, because it's, like, trendy, but... I'm like, I like different cards. They're kind of cool. Reinhardt for Swamp Kitties. Sillinger for Columbus. Guess who's growing a mustache? We're not going to do this page, but I know. You got... I know. Little Austin Matthews there. Brennan Othman for the Rangers. But they have, Glow-Peachy has like all your big stars. They got Connor, Kachuk, Ovi, and more. Again, they're different, but they're kind of cool. Bolduc for the Blues. Limited Fleury for Minnesota. Ottinger for Dallas. Last 2 is going to be Zegras and Brian Rust. All right, Pelletier for Calgary. Bedard for Chicago. Swimmin for Boston. Team card, collaborations, McCarr and Tays. Nice one here, Ovi Pageantry. Very cool. Shane Wright for Seattle. Nylander for the Leafs. Protus, but not the auto. And Trevor Moore for LA. Foxy has not came back to the chat. It's all good. Cooch for the Lightning. Bjorkstrand for Seattle. Gage Conclaves for the Lightning out of 399. Freshman Focus for Lane Hudson. Pageantry here for Kevin Stevens. Again, you get current players and older players. Very cool cards. Lucas Cormier for Vegas. Urson for Philly. Not doing too hot this year. Robertson and Barzell. I think he's lost his last 2 games in net. But Flyers aren't good either, though. Kaprizov for Minnesota. Patrick Kane for Detroit. Quinney for Buffalo. And Graham Clark for New Jersey. Nobody does Graham Clark. But awesome auto. Whole name, his number. Very cool auto. I like it when they actually spell out all the letters. Nice card there. New Jersey going to BP once again with today's Raz. Congrats, Brian. This is the last of the used top loaders. So after this, my top loaders are fresh. Just trying to use up used ones I had. Graham Clark, 311 out of 999. Again, sweet auto there. And again, the scratches there are on my top loader, not the card itself. You look like those lines there look horrible, but it's on the top loader. 24-25. Run out of room here. Put him right there. Where's the congrats BP for the win? Y'all suck. Brian, I've been saying it, buddy. Auto horn for Brian on the card. Brian, I said nothing but the best for Denver. Then when you were saying something about witches, I was trying to figure out who you're talking about, the best quarterback. But Brian, no, 100% congrats, buddy. I was going for Denver the whole way. I don't know who they play next. It's probably undetermined, but I was going for Denver tonight. So I'm glad they won. So collaborations, Besser and Miller. Then we have Zach Dean for St. Louis. Fantilli for Columbus. Stutzley and Neighbors, the last two. No, that's why I was watching it behind me, buddy. Wasn't hoping they would lose. I wanted Denver to win. And all the Buffalo fans to go cry in their blizzard. All right, Perfetti for Winnipeg. Jarvis for Carolina. Quinn Hughes for Vancouver. Another jersey auto. Alexander Holtz. Telemetry autographs. New Jersey's tearing it up now, Brian. So, again, this is what I like. I like Graham. He actually spells out his whole name. Graham Clark, you can see it. Then you have Alexander Holtz, who's like a giant A and some letters and a 10. I prefer when you can kind of read their name. But still a very cool card. Telemetry, autograph, Holtz and the Devils. Going to Mr. BP NCO. Lovely Devils. They're hooking you up though, Brian. You got the Future Watch over here of, you can't see my finger. If I can turn the camera sideways. You got the Future Watch there. You got Graham. And now you got this one here down below. They've hooked you up tonight. 3 autos. Can't beat that with the stick. Put it in front of Horvat because we're literally running out of room here. 2 jerseys off to the side there. Another auto horn for Brian. The redemption, my friend, is Will Smith. Will Smith and the Sharks. So, one of 2 players from the box and pack cover. So you got Smith on the right and Macklin on the left. We're still looking for Macklin for Corey, but we got 1 out of 2 for him. So Jack Thompson for the Sharks. What's going on, Birdman? Thatcher Dimko for the Canucks. Cedar for Detroit. Svetch and Letang is last 2 there. 2 packs left in box 7. Brian, please congratulate BP on the Broncos winning, or else he's going to put a warrant out for you and come looking for you. So make sure you say congrats. Logan Cooley for Utah. Norris for Ottawa. Lafreniere for the Rangers. Maximum performance for Jack Hughes and the Devils. Josh Norris for Ottawa. Bird's going to be driving his car to the convenience store, just kind of having a good afternoon. Cops are going to roll up on him and be like, there's a warrant out of Colorado for your arrest because you didn't say congrats to BP for Denver winning. Future Watch, Landon Slaggert Limited for Chicago. McKinnon for the Avs. Kachuk for the Swamp Kitties. And Quentin Byfield for the LA. Last pack, box 7. Here we go. Heiskanen for Dallas. Schneider for the Rangers. Suzuki for Montreal. Spectrum FX insert for Jack Hughes and the Devils. Still, bounties are long gone, but they're still just such cool cards. I like them. Brian Howland for the Devils. Back-to-back Devils there. I can already see we don't have a Devil, so I'm not going to ask. But Devils in a row. I think that's our 4th drink of the night. Again, I've been long out and I've got a cold. I need more bourbon though. Howlin' and Devils, no back-to-back-to-back Devils. We have Joel Blomqvist for the Penguins. Future Hall of Famer for the Caps, Carlson. Future Hall of Famer for the league, DeBrincat and Kyle Connor. Last pack of the night. Our last chance to get somebody in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame guesses, last box, go. Let's do this. 2 guesses per person, first time ever. 2 guesses per person. Let's get somebody in the Hall of Fame tonight. You guys get your guesses in. I will open the box. I know BP's going to go Protus and who else, BP? 2 guesses per person. It's our first time ever doing this. Empty. 8th box. Do our little Vegas shuffle here. In our last box, Rempe and Lambert for Brian DeMarco. He's sticking with Rempe. Put these cards off to the side here. Man, so I did the math earlier. Make sure I'm getting this right. If we had 9 cards per pack, 10 per box, that's 90 cards times 8. 720 cards to sort in the next couple days. Provided it's on average, but close enough. All right, who do we got? Rempe and Lambert for Brian DeMarco. Mike says Oliver Kapanen. Mike also says Lane Hudson. BP, choose 2. You got Protus and who else? Our first time ever doing 2 Hall of Fame guesses because we're trying to get somebody in the new year. Pat was on 12/20/25 with Connor Hellebuck. Before that was Brian DeMarco with Brett Hull back in June 22nd, 2025. These are all 2025s. And then before that was Mike A. I don't remember who you guessed, Matt. I didn't write it down. But looking for 2026 tonight, right now. So Brian, choose the second one. Birdman, you got to choose 2 players as well. And it'll run up until the first auto, so get another guess in. Let's see if we can get somebody in the Hall of Fame tonight. Hall of Fame extended their hours tonight only. First up, swimming for the Bruins. Last box, here we go, first pack. Kucherov for the Lightning. Bjorkstrand for Seattle. Freshman focus, Bradley Nadeau for the Canes. Pageantry insert, Zachary Bolduc in the Blues. Charlie Lindgren in the Caps. Nah, not my favorite goalie. Nylander in the Leafs. Protus, Brian, no auto, and Trevor Moore. You guys aren't putting 2 autos or 2 names in, other than Brian DeMarco did, and Mike did. Mike A. I know Foxy was in here, Bird was in here. All right, here we go. I think, wasn't Casey was in here a little while ago? Jack Quinn for Buffalo. Perfetti for Winnipeg. Jarvis for Carolina. Montreal Spectrum FX insert, Suzuki. Freshman focus, Colin Graff. Future Watch, Ethan Cardwell. Protus and Mitchkov. Okay, so it'll be first and second auto as well. So either name, first or second autograph. Ethan Cardwell for the Sharks. Fantilli for Columbus. Stutsley and Jake Neighbors. Last 2 first pack. Protus and Mitchkov. I'm going to go with Macklin. Macklin Celebrini. Last pack luck, hopefully. Boldy for Minnesota. Yossi for Nashville. Ovi for the Caps. Wow. Boom. Boom, bam. Nobody would have guessed a Hall of Famer, but holy cow, going to the Flyers. Who had the Flyers? Did I have Flyers on my list? BP, I know you love this one, buddy. The Broad Street Bullies. That is ridiculous, Brian. I'm glad you got this. My favorite card of the night so far, besides the Will Smith redemption. Brian, I'm so glad you had the Flyers. Going back to those Broad Street Bullies, Hall of Fame 87 inscription. Brian doesn't get into Hall of Fame tonight. Well, he's got one more guess, but sick card for you, BP. Mike says there's that legend auto. Man, nice one for you. He's not grinning his missing 2 front teeth, but still. I'm so happy for you, Brian. Brian had the Broncos win and a Bobby Clark autograph. And I know he loves his old Flyers. Brian I had such a wonderful night. Brian, I'm truly happy for you, buddy. A ridiculous card with the inscription. This is ridiculous. And that little scruff there is on my top loader. There it goes. Dude, nice card. 1920 is when this card was from. We're going way back in time for a 24-25 box. I didn't notice, Brian. But hey, your Broncos won. You got Bobby Clark. You got a bunch of New Jersey autos. Let's do 2 horns for a Hall of Famer and BP. Brian, I'm stoked, buddy. All right. Dude. That is a sweet legend. Especially going to BP. All right, Lucas Cormier and Vegas. We still have one more guess, and both names count for your guess, too. So hopefully get somebody in the Hall of Fame here. Brian, you've guessed Bobby Clark before, too, for Hall of Fame, and cards where I don't think Bobby Clark was, and you didn't do it tonight. Byfield for LA. Lindgren again for the Caps. Beniers and Larkin as last 2. He's done Bobby Clark quite a few times, just not tonight, which I wouldn't expect it either, but. All right, Devin Tays for Avalanche. Crosby for the Penguins. Wyatt Johnson for Dallas. Cooch and Point for the Lightning with the collaborations card. Pageantry for Suzuki and Montreal. Future Watch Limited for Ottawa, Zach Ostapachuk. Yeah, Brian, I'm stoked for you, buddy. Vazzy for the Lightning. Shane Wright and Eklund, last 2 there. We got a thick one? Oh, I thought we had a thick one there. All right, Hellebuck for the Jets. Kopitar for LA. Nelson for Islanders. Collaborations team card, for Kadri and Zari. Pageantry for Miro Heiskanen and Dallas. Beniers. Man, I'm so sick right now. Beniers for Seattle. Caulfield for Montreal. Fleury and Demko, back-to-back goalies, doesn't count though. So Fleury and Demko, last 2 in this pack. All right. Next up, Draisaitl for the Oilers. McTavish for the Ducks. Hashir for the Devils. Freshman Focus for Landon Slager and Chicago. Lindgren with the pageantry insert. We've had quite a few caps tonight with that. Future Watch, Rutger McGrody for the Pens. Samuel Ersson for Flyers. Wish him all the best. Flyers suck, though, this year. Robertson and Barzell. Those last 2 there. What do we got? 4 packs left. I think that was our first auto, wasn't it? Hopefully 3 in this box, since we had the old one. This old Sign of the Times. But that was still a huge card. Quinney for Vancouver. Cooley for Utah. Norris for Ottawa. Spectrum FX insert for Lucas Cormier and Vegas. Collaborations team card for Kaprizov and Zuccarello. Swamp Kitty Kachuk. Cedar and Detroit. Svetch and Letang as the last two there. My Vegas sorting was doing a great job. All right, Matthews. Guess who's growing a mustache? Guess who's growing a mustache? Guess who's growing a mustache? Mustache inserted in the cards. I know. He needs a mustache. I should draw a mustache on his Funko. Why would you have an Austin Matthews Funko and no mustache? So Matthews. Kirill for Minnesota. Patrick Kane for Detroit. Maximum Performance for McKinnon and the Avs. We should be getting to an autograph here pretty soon. Oh, sick card. Tony Esposito, Legend Hollow Foils. I don't think I've seen this one before. Awesome card for the Blackhawks. Going to Caleb. Legend Hollow Foils. It's got the SPA hologram all through the card. Nice card for Caleb. There's the back. Esposito took ownership of Chicago's net in 69-70, dealing it up for 15 seasons. Rookie year, he earned the Calder Trophy for his league-leading 38 victories. Also won his first Vezina Trophy of 3 while with the Blackhawks. Sweet card. Congrats, Caleb. I'm going to put it in a penny sleeve. Dude, that is nice. I don't know if Foxy's still in the chat, but Foxy would probably know if this is a short print or not. But dude, sick card with the SPAs in every top left corner of cards. And you've got SPA all over the card. Very cool. For Esposito Legend Hollow Foils. So cool card for you, Caleb. Limited Nathan McKinnon. Ottinger for Dallas. Last two in this pack, Zegras and Rust. So we've only had one auto in this pack, and it was Bobby Clark from 1920 SPA, way behind the year. So hopefully two autos left. So let's see who we got. Man, I feel a bad cold coming on. All right, good luck everybody. Last two packs. Lafreniere for the Rangers. Marner for the Leafs. Novak for Nashville. And here we go, Zach Dean. Anybody call Zach Dean? They did not. I think we still have another auto coming, though, so we'll count it. Zach Dean for St. Louis, Feature Watch auto. 845 of 999 going to St. Louis. And St. Louis was... Did I put the Blues on my cheat sheet? Blues, going to Brian Johnson. So congrats, Brian. The brand new top loader. Brian is last of the Europeans. I talked about it earlier tonight, his last auto. Europeans was a jazz term for the last of like the cultural trendsetters in music, art, and entertainment. And it was a song by a jazz artist. So crazy. Oh, not 1920. I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, 2019-20. I was right. 2019-2020 SPA for that Bobby Clark. So a few years old, but in the product. Yeah, not 1920, but 2019-2020. But cool auto for BJ, Brian Johnson. No T in his name, just so he's tracking. Zach Dean autograph, 845 and 999. Again, I'm not liking the Z and the D there. I like the bigger autographs where you spell out the names, but still very cool. We'll put him in front of Austin. Hopefully another auto in the last pack. We'll see. Freshman, oh, did an auto horn for Brian as well. Brian, I don't know what you're typing now, buddy. Okay, not in 1920-18. Brian's having a great night. Brian, I'm going to have some bourbon after this. Hopefully knock out my cold. I'll be there with you, buddy. Just not yet. Give me a half hour. Sebastian Cosa with Detroit, freshman focus. Future watch, Jack St. Ivany for the Penguins. McKinnon for the Avs. Last two, Kachuk and Byfield for LA. Last pack of the night. Hey, if you notice, there's nothing on the website right now. Probably by Monday, once I order cards, I will have the breaks up there with no picture, or it'll be a stock photo. But I have some good stuff coming for you guys. So stay tuned. Probably Monday when I order it. I'll order it tomorrow. I'll probably do the breaks on Monday, because I don't have to work on Monday. Last pack of the night. Been a lot of fun. Korchinski for Chicago. Pelletier for Calgary. Bedard for Chicago. Maximum Performance for Chris Kreider and New York. Pageantry Insert for the Otter and Dallas. Zachary LaRue for Nashville. No auto in this pack. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for the Oilers. Last two cards of the night, Mikael Granlund and Travis Konecny. But holy cow, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 autos and a redemption tonight. If we look at all the field here, 16 autos plus the redemption. Great night. Fun case of SPA, especially with that. Again, this would be my hit of the night. We're going to focus in on it for BP. Put that zoom in for him. He can take a screenshot if he wants. If he can operate his phone right now. I gotta put it right on center for you, Brian. It'll come down a little bit. Look at that, Brian. But thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight and making this break happen. Again, probably order cards tomorrow. Breaks will be back online on Monday. But have a good night and stay safe. And go Broncos for Brian. And we'll see you guys real soon. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.